All right, grade 1, unit 8, daily routine. There are two different parts of the daily routine. There's comparing numbers, and then there's going to be telling time. So each day you're going to do a series of 4 slides of comparing various numbers, and then you're going to do at least one slide, at the most probably 3 slides of telling time to the hour and telling time to the half hour. Now, in both of these situations, you could use your actual physical materials. So you would use your Real Secret code cards. You could have one student leader you make the first number, a second student leader make the second number. For your time, you could use the clock that you have in your room. You could use your clock poster. But what is important in the students are the student leader is practicing writing that number every day on the digital clock because that's part of what we're building fluency with. We are building fluency with actually writing the time down. So you'll want to make sure that if you're not using the slide deck, that you're using something where they are still seeing this clock as you see here on the slide, where it's colored halfway in on both sides, and that there's a place to write the time. So if we come back up here to to comparing two numbers, read the cards and say their total. 70 plus 2 equals 72. 60 plus 8 equals 68. Which number is more? Class, 72 is more than 68. Which number is less? 68 is less than 72. Using tens and ones words, which number is more? 72 is more than 68 because 7 tens is more than 6 tenths. Which number is less? 68 is less than 72 because 6 tens is less than 7 tenths. And you can see underneath we have those cards with the quantity drawing underneath, so students can see very clearly that this number has less tens than this number. So that flow can work however you would like, but the students start to get a good hang of it, and the whole class is saying this together. It's not just the student leader that's saying it. Now it's the student leader that's moving the cards, but it's the whole class that's actually saying the comparison statement. So you'll do that for a couple more cards. Say the cards with me. 50 plus 3 equals 53. 20 plus 9 equals 29. Boys and girls, which number is more? 53 is more than 29. 29 is less than 53. Boys and girls, using tens and ones words, which number is more? 5 tens is more than 2 tens. Which number is less? 29 is less than 53 because 2 tens is less than 5 tens. Then you'll get to that final slide here where there's a comparison made for you. Is 83 more or less than 59? Class, more than. Why this symbol? So then we're asking students to defend why they would use this symbol, and they should say because 8 tens is more than 5 tens. They could say because it's pointing to that smaller number. A lot of people use the alligator, which the alligator is fine as long as we always restate the comparison the way that it's supposed to be said. So we don't just want that symbol there and they don't really know what it means. So we would always say because 83 is more than 59. And then we'll start to use greater or less than, of course, as well as we get into the upper grades. Then you're going to get to the clock routine. And as you get to the clock routine, we want students to practice writing that time. So I'm going to erase the time I had previously written in here. And boys and girls, what time do I write in the digital clock? And class would say 12 o'clock. What does the green hand show? In the green hand, we should say 12. Boys and girls, what does the blue hand show? Class, and they can either say minutes or they can say the minutes. So minutes, 0 minutes. Maybe they say hour, 12 o'clock, or 12 is the hour. You decide how you want them to say that. Then boys and girls, what time do I write in the digital clock? Class, 12:30. Boys and girls, why is the green hand between 12 and 1? And the class should say it's between 12 and 1 because we're halfway around the clock. So we're halfway between hours. Why is the blue hand pointing at 6? Because we're halfway around the clock in minutes. We're 30 minutes, which is halfway around the clock. Now, that might sound verbose to you. You can shorten it up however you want, but we want them to repeat those things every day. So again, we would go something like this. What time do I write in the digital clock? Class, and they would say 1 o'clock. Boys and girls, what does the green hand show? The green hand is the hour. What's the hour? 1 o'clock. Boys and girls, what does the blue hand show? 12, or the blue hand shows minutes. Class, what's the minutes? Class, and they would say 0 minutes. What time do I write in the digital clock? Class, 1:30. Boys and girls, why is the green hand between 1 and 2? And the class would say, because it's halfway around the clock. We're halfway between the hours of 1 and 2. Why is the blue hand pointing at the 6? Because the 6 shows that we're halfway around the clock, and halfway is 30 minutes. Okay, so again, you decide if you like that flow, if you want them to say something a little bit differently, but we want them practicing all of those things: the number of minutes, what that hour hand and minute hand looks like, and then of course how to write and say that time. So you'll repeat that then every day, a couple of clocks as far as you can get.